these stories are kind of like heroes in their own right, and they want to bring a new level of justice to a system that, to be fair, in the past has been flawed by our standards today. We have new methods of investigation, and in all three stories, well, not all three of them. I have to say that The Jinx definitely is my favorite example of how the passion of a filmmaker can make such a huge difference in the life of all these people, and how the passion of a filmmaker can bring investigative evidence that the justice system wasn't able to, which is so unique. But again, even in the story of Steven Avery and Serial, it is just so interesting how much is overlooked and how much what a lack of investigation there is. And so I think these people just have this obsession with finding out, investigating it themselves.
Do you think that people, when they were filming The Jinx, they were trying to justify Robert Durst for anything? Or what do you think the motive was behind that? Because it's always perplexed me why they would think this was a good idea. Because they can't justify anything that he did.
I think deep down inside, they could tell that there was something off, that the case, in his case, was not investigated properly.
On top of that, here's a cat who's worth millions of dollars, and he's, on top of that, he's just a weird dude.
So weird.
Guilty or not. And so I think that alone by itself made him an interesting topic. I'm curious, who here has seen The Jinx? Okay, so hopefully we can compel those of you who haven't seen it. Who's seen Making a Murder on Netflix? Okay.
That's why you're here, right?
And has anyone listened to Serial? Okay, so it sounds like, as far as spoilers, maybe we should stay.
Oh, but that's
I don't want to if you watch the news, you'll see. But what do you honestly there's just something fascinating about true crime. What do you think that is? Why do you think we're just so dulled? It's I get that we watch reality TV all the time, but what makes true crime something that all of us just have in common and seek?
In my opinion, I think, like you mentioned, Forensic Files, for instance, and that's a kind of a show that, proved how people did it, or the forensics that shows how people did it. Where these shows are trying to, show us how the system can be very, not correct. But I think our obsession with it is because as human beings, we just, feel like we're good, most of us. And it's very compelling, how somebody or what happened to these people in their lives that would make them do something so heinous or
turn the cops into something that was so heinous.
Or turn the cops into something that was so heinous. And
I think true crime is part of our everyday lives.
I think also, maybe on some level, we are aware of how there's this system which has such profound power over us, let's say the justice system. And obviously these cases have different stories, but for example, in the case of Steven Avery, it's once he was convicted, or once that was put on him, as we all saw, it was really hard to climb out. And I think all of us have this kind of almost like a fear of well, what if I didn't do something, but everyone believed I did? And I think in the case of Serial, it was really fascinating to watch how, can you really remember what you did 9 months ago? And really just put yourself in that situation, what if that happened to me? What if somebody came to me and said, wow, you murdered this person? Where were you 9 months ago? And really, once you get caught up in the system, it is set up in such a way that it's very hard to climb out. So that's at least what was fascinating for me, is like how powerful it is and how little control we have. And I think that some of those investigators, they want to kind of bring a balance to that. Like, is it really okay for the system to take this person's life for that many years and then to do it again? Which I'm sure maybe not all of you believe. I mean, I believe he was innocent the second time, but both times.
I believe that, I believe that too. I think he was.
But actually, Blake was saying that he doesn't, so maybe we should go back, because I'm waiting for this panel to find out.
Are you sure?
Absolutely do. I think it's real evil. It alone can be intriguing. So it's.
Can we let the audience say
Yes.
stuff?
Well,
I was gonna wait some questions for the end, but go ahead.
well, also, do you think true crime is part of it is the fascination of knowing that this is law and order, but real, and in many ways much more perverse.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that amazing fascination of law and order is nothing compared to what really happened.
Well, it's that idea of truth is stranger than fiction. I mean, you take, if you're a novelist and you want to write a crime story, there's certain things that have happened in real life that you could research, and if you put it into your book, people would read your book and say, there's no way that would happen.